My name is Kathleen, and this is my second quarter film study project. For this project, I will be analyzing a scene from The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, which is based on the book by J.R.R. Tolkien. I will be analyzing the start of the Battle of Helm's Deep. For context, this battle is between the Uruk-hai, led by the evil wizard Saruman, played by Christopher Lee, and the Rohirrim, led by King Theoden, played by Bernard Hill, and Aragorn, played by Viggo Mortensen. The other major characters in this are Haldir, played by Craig Parker, Gimli, played by John Rhys Davies, and Legolas, played by Orlando Bloom. The silence at the beginning of this scene makes the viewer uneasy, and the camera zooming in and out shows the viewer who is more important in the scene. It is also like the calm before the storm. Haldir and these elves were not in the book, and instead there were Elendil and Elrohir, who are Elrond's kids. This is the first time we see the Uruk-hai in full, and you can tell that they are a massive army. The key lighting on Legolas and Aragorn when the lightning flashes shows that they are afraid, even though they have already been through many great perils throughout the course of the film. The lighting on Theoden's face and his expression tells the viewer that even kings can be afraid. It started raining in this scene because they filmed it outside while it was raining. If you look closely, you can tell that the orcs are not marching in sync, which shows that they do not operate as one army, because there are really many tribes of orcs that were forced to fight together. This causes infighting later on. The panning across the women in the caves show how Rohan is in crisis, because the only way for Theoden to keep his people safe is to put them where the battle is, and the movement of the camera is also to show how afraid and worried they are. It also has a mandatory shot of director Peter Jackson's kids. The orc standing on the rock helps the viewer infer that he is in charge and contributes to the overall scene, because once he is seen, everyone knows the battle is about to start. The orc yelling on the rock and halting the army proves to the viewer that he is in charge. The close-ups show how the different armies react to each other before they fight. You can tell that the orcs are pretty eager, but the Rohirrim are pretty anxious. The orcs, slamming down their spears, show how eager they are to fight. The death of the first orc portrays that every action has a consequence. Here you can clearly see that some consequences are greater than others, because this one led to the start of a battle. The orc's reaction to their friend's death is a reminder that every individual is important. This wide-angle shot shows how small the Rohirrim are compared to the Uruk-hai and how fast they can move. And so it begins is very important to the overall scene, because it shows how King Theoden knew this was coming and how the battle has officially started. The close-ups of the major characters show how focused and in the zone they are. Legolas staying where their armor is weak shows how his elven senses are much more powerful than the average humans. The arrows being released in sync and killing many orcs prove that a good commander can make or break an army. The men behind the walls show that not everything is as it seems, because the orcs do not know they're there. You can also see both sides taking very heavy losses at this point. The music when the ladders are being raised reminds the viewer that the Uruk-hai are attacking, because that theme plays in every scene they are in. It also looks really cool. The chaotic fighting shows what war truly is. It is also a good reminder that J.R.R. Tolkien, the author of this book, had a certain vision of how war was because he fought in the Battle of the Somme during World War I, which makes the battle feel more realistic to the viewer. You can also clearly see Aragorn's sheer determination, even though the fighting is clearly exhausting. Gimli's fierce fighting shows that no matter your size, you can do anything. Gimli and Legolas's competition shows that friends are found where you least expect them. You can also clearly see Aragorn's determination here when he pushes down the ladder, which represents his future success as a king, because even when there is little hope, he keeps pushing through. This is just an extra note, but Gimli and Legolas's competition is huge because Legolas is a wood elf and Gimli is a dwarf. Dwarves and elves dislike for each other goes back thousands of years to the Silmarillion, which Tolkien started writing in 1917 but was published posthumously. The dwarves took a Silmaril, a very powerful stone, and refused to return it, and they have hated each other ever since, making Legolas and Gimli's friendship monumental. I believe that because of that, my overall analysis of this scene, that the meaning of it is don't give up and friendship is everywhere.